Hello guys, how are you? Today we're going to learn about the simple past tense. And we use the simple past to express an action that starts and finish at a specific time in the past. And here we have some examples. Number 1, I saw a movie yesterday. Number 2, last year I traveled to Japan. Number 3, did you have dinner last night? Number 4, she washed her car 2 hours ago. To use number 2, the simple past can be used with a duration which starts and stops in the past. A duration is a longer action, often indicated by expressions such as for 2 years, for 5 minutes, all day, all year, etc. Examples: I lived in Brazil for 2 years. Rudy studied Japanese for 5 years. They sat at the beach all day. They did not stay at the party the entire time. We talked on the phone for 30 minutes. In order to create sentences in past simple, we use the regular verbs. The past simple tense of the most English verbs, regular verbs, is formed by adding ed or d to their base form. If the verb ends in e, we add d to form the past simple. Examples: we arrived at 9 o'clock. Al verbo arrive le agregamos la letra D. My brother lived in London 4 years ago. Al verbo live le agregamos la letra D. When she was young, she danced beautifully. Was es el past simple del verbo to be. Y al verbo dance le agregamos la letra D. Spelling rules. If a regular verb ends in consonant plus y, change y to I and add ed. For example, carry, carried, study, studied, fry, fried, try, tried. And also, if one syllable regular verb ends in consonant plus vowel plus consonant, double the final consonant and add ed. For example, stop, stopped, plan, planned, rob, robbed, beg, begged. In this time, we use time expressions such as yesterday, last week, last month, or last year, a week ago, a month ago, or a year ago. In 2011, when I was, and we can say when I was young or when I was 14 years old, and suddenly. These are time expressions that we normally use with the simple past. Also, we have the irregular verbs. These are also some verbs called irregular verbs that have a special past tense forms. For example, we went to school yesterday. Went is the past simple of the verb go. The children read that story last year. Read is the past simple of the verb read. Tamar wrote the letter to her friend on Sunday. Wrote is the past of write. The students forgot to do the homework. The students forgot. Forgot is the past simple of the verb forget. There are a lot of irregular verbs and we have to memorize them. Now let's see some of the irregular verbs. And here we have swim, swam, teach, taught, buy, bought, speak, spoke, do, did, sell, sold, wear, were, read, read, hear, heard, ate, ate, run, ran, put, put, go, went, could, fall, fell, drink, drunk, fly, flew, choose, and choose. In this kind of verbs, the verb change completely. That's the difference between the regular verbs and the irregular verbs. Remember, the regular verbs, we only add the letter e or ed, and the irregular verb change completely. You have to memorize them. That's the only way where you have to use. Now let's see the verb to be in past. And with was, we use I, he, she, and it. For example, I was born in Israel. He was a doctor. She was in the USA. It was cold yesterday. With were, we use we, you, and they. For example, we were at home yesterday. You were right. They were in Italy last summer. Remember that was and were is the past form of the verb to be. And also we have the negative form of the verb to be. And we can use was not or wasn't. Was not is more formal and wasn't is informal, but we can use both. For example, I wasn't sick last week. He wasn't in Iliad last summer. She wasn't at school on Monday. And we weren't or weren't. We have some examples. We were not at home on Saturday. You weren't happy with your grades. They weren't angry with his behavior. And also we have affirmative form without verb to be. And in this kind of sentences are formed by adding the past simple form of the verb. We need a subject plus verb in past and plus the rest of the sentences. And here we have some examples. They went to school yesterday. Went is the past of go. They ate an ice cream. Ate is the past of ate. Eat. She bought a car. Bought is the past of buy. He drove a car. Drove is the past of drive. They cook a cake. Cook is the past of cook. He painted the wall. Painting is the past of paint. And in this kind of sentences, we only need the subject and the verb in past. And also we have the negative form. Negatives in the simple past are formed by adding didn't. Didn't in contractive is informal, but we can use it. Or did not, which is more formal, before the simple form of the verb. And we need the subject plus did plus not and the rest of the sentences. And here we have some examples. Number 1, the girl didn't come to school yesterday. Or we can say, the girl did not come to school yesterday. The parents didn't work on Sunday. The baby didn't drink milk in the morning. Remember, we can use didn't or did not. We can use both. Questions with verb to be. And we have the yes/no questions. And we need, at the beginning, we need was or were, depend of the subject, and the rest of the sentence. And with WH questions, we need the WH word. It can be when, why, where, etc. And we need also the verb to be in past, that is was or were, plus the subject and the rest of the sentence. Remember, in the questions we need to add the question mark at the end of the sentences, because if we do not add, that isn't a question. That's very important to add the question mark at the end of the sentence. And also we have the questions with the auxiliary did. And we need the auxiliary did plus subject plus the verb plus the rest of the sentence and the question mark. And we have here an example, and it says, did Charlie see his grandparents yesterday? Notice that we have the auxiliary did, that is in past, and the verb is in the base form. Si nosotros tenemos el auxiliar did, que está en pasado, al verbo principal ya no le vamos a agregar el pasado, ya no le pondremos el pasado, sino que en su forma base. And the other example says, did you sleep well? Tú puedes ver que el sleep, el verbo sleep, está en su forma base. And also we have WH word, and we need the WH word plus did plus subject plus verb plus the rest of the sentence and plus the question mark. And the example says, where did you spend your holidays? The WH word, where, did, the subject you, the verb, spend, and the rest of the sentence. And the other one says, when did you see the movie? Remember, we use simple past tense to express an activity completely in the past. This is the end of the lesson, and thanks, guys. If you have any question, you can send me a message to the Facebook page Biblioteca Paracentral US. Have a nice day.